video game where you get to enjoy yourself and someone else takes care of your needs, and the substrate alignment is the only thing we need to solve. We don't have to get.
While this sounds pretty horrific as their plan...
So why is that not a likely outcome? Why can't they
listen to
create
this
video games for us to lose ourselves in, each with an individual video game universe?
Some people say that's what happened. We're in a simulation.
This is Roman Yampolsky,
now we're creating,
who's a scientist. It's highly likely that this is true.
Threats for ourselves to be scared about, because fear is really exciting. It allows us to play the video game more vigorously.
And some people choose to play on a more difficult level with more constraints. Some say, okay, I'm just going to enjoy the game, high privilege level. Absolutely.
Okay, what was that paper on multi-agent value alignment?
Personal universes. Personal universes.
So that's one of the possible outcomes. But what in general is the idea of the paper? So it's looking at multiple agents that are human, AI, like a hybrid system where there's humans and AIs?
The point is, guys, is that there's a high probability that we're already in a simulation. Many scientists have said such. Elon Musk has said as much. If you're still on the fence about this, think about the probabilities. Let's run the probabilities. If the universe has been around for 1 billion years, just empirically from the instruments that we have and so on and so forth, what is the likelihood that there have not been other civilizations that are much older than ours? The likelihood is very, very low. And if there are civilizations who have been around, let's say, billions of years before our civilization came to the fore, they must have already developed some kind of technology that would enable them to, either physical or spiritual technology that would enable them to go to another dimensionality and then to create and run such a sophisticated computer simulation that the characters involved in that simulation would have no idea that they were in a simulation unless they developed the same way spiritually and technologically. So, just scientifically speaking, guys, it's highly likely that you are in a computer simulation. You're in a simulation. And what we know from interiorism, that there's only one at root. So whatever beings you may predicate, or whatever beings you may think exist, those beings are all at root one, and you are that one because you have to be that one. Because if you weren't that one, it wouldn't all be one. I hope you understand me just a little bit. So this is a computer game, guys. And what interiorism does is it teaches you how to play that computer game from a position of knowledge and from a position of power. We teach you how the simulation works. And why is that? Because it has to work that way. The simulation has to work like a mirror, and it's like reality transurfing, Vadim Zeland says. What you're seeing go on in your reality is a mirror. And if you want to change the mirror, you don't try to change the reflection. You change the being that is actually looking in the mirror. And that being is your consciousness. And of course, as consciousness, you simply change the contents of that consciousness. So living in the simulation. First of all, excuse me, you'll get to a level where you don't even really care what's happening in the screen projected to you in the simulation. Why would you if you knew it's a simulation? First of all, you can choose right now to move to another simulation. So, for example, let's say you're in a place that you don't want to be. Neville Goddard talks about this. Let's say you're in your office. Well, you can imagine yourself now in a place where you want to be. You can imagine yourself on the beach. It's an easy thing. And the more you practice it, the more you'll actually feel yourself there. And then you'll be shocked when you come back to the simulation. So why would you even try to change what's on the screen of this simulation? You can jump to another level of the simulation, or you can jump to another simulation. Once you understand that this reality is a simulation, and you understand the key for changing the simulation, namely focus. You simply focus on another film roll, and then you're there, and then ultimately you transcend it. Ultimately, You just see it as a game, and ultimately you surrender. You see, surrender in itself, surrender to what is now, means that you're looking at the situation, or at the simulation rather, from a vantage point that's outside of the simulation, and in that moment you're free. So how can you free yourself now? Vadim Zeland talks about it in Tufti the Priestess. You start your day and you say, you know what, today I'm simply going to go out as the observer. I'm going to observe everything that's happening. I'm going to be present. I'm going to observe myself. I'm going to observe my reactions. And what you're going to see is the whole world around you is going to change without you having to do anything. Just be the observer. All of the ancient mysticisms and spiritualities talk about this as the ultimate end. Just go throughout one day coming at life as if you were God, having a physical experience. And when you do that, you need resort to no other process. You're not even going to care what happens, and watch as this simulation bends over backwards to show you how blessed you are, to show you that you are indeed the director of the simulation. And at that point, the simulation becomes your servant. Realize that you are in a simulation. Realize that you are the simulation. And when you do that, life becomes fun. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Hope you have a great week. We are going to make a lot of interesting videos about interiorism. We're going to go deep into the theory of the simulation. We're going to show you why it is, and we're going to show you how to create the life of your dreams and how to live free. It's what this channel is all about. Please do subscribe to the channel if you find these videos of value. Like the videos, help us get the word out. Help this channel grow so that we can take humanity beyond the simulation and live free. Much love and appreciation. This is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, bidding you a very beautiful week.